This is the Hot 7 Night News.
Good evening. It is Monday, 10th February 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. A major breakthrough has been made in the investigation into the death of 58-year-old Maximin John, whose passing has now been ruled a homicide. On February 9, 2025, an individual was charged and officials indicated that he is set to appear in court at a later date.
Officers from the Royal Saint Lucia Police Force have made progress in several criminal investigations, with the latest developments in the death of 58-year-old Maximin John. His death has now been officially ruled a homicide after he succumbed to injuries sustained during a wounding incident. Assistant Superintendent of Police Wilson, who heads the Criminal Investigations Department, confirmed that on February 9, 2025, Bonnie James of Marigot was arrested in connection with the homicide which occurred in Chinatown, Marigot. James is scheduled to appear before the court at a later date.
On Monday, January 27, 2025, about 12:30 p.m., police officers attached to the Marigot police station received a report of wounding which occurred at Chinatown, Marigot. Preliminary investigations indicated that a male victim was injured during an encounter with another male. The victim was attended to by personnel from the Saint Lucia Fire Service, who conveyed him to the Owen King European Hospital via ambulance. On Thursday, February 6, 2025, the Marigot police station was informed that the victim succumbed to his injuries. The deceased has been identified as 58-year-old Maximin John of Marigot.
There are no further details at this time. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Minister Jeremiah Norbert is setting the record straight on claims made by the opposition United Workers' Party about financial assistance he allegedly received for his medical expenses after a 2021 motorcycle accident. Speaking ahead of Monday's cabinet meeting, he insisted that his insurance company covered his costs and that he continues to personally settle any outstanding bills.
Today is exactly 1 week shy. Today is the 10th, so today is exactly 7 days shy of my accident in 2021. So in 7 days it would be exactly 4 years since I suffered that accident. And truth be told, I understand that in politics people may want to fire a chip shot here and there, but you can only understand and appreciate what I would have gone through if you go through it yourself.
Soon to mark 4 years since a life-changing incident, Parliamentary Representative for Miku North, Minister of Crime Prevention and Persons with Disabilities, Jeremiah Norbert, has been placed in a position to defend himself against claims regarding financial assistance he allegedly received in 2021. At Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, Norbert noted that about 5 months before the last general elections, he was involved in a devastating motorcycle incident that resulted in the amputation of one of his legs. He explained that this accident was both an emotional and financial blow, which he maintains was settled without the amounts allegedly given to him by the current opposition. In setting the record straight, Norbert recounted what transpired from the very day of the incident, detailing each expense he incurred and how it was paid for. Additionally, he stated that his prosthetics were paid out of his pockets and that outstanding bills are still being paid by him to this date.
I have with me a receipt from Tapio to the tune of in excess of $70,000, and that expense was covered by my insurance, my personal insurance, Nagico Insurance, and I made my co-payment. The ambulance that transported me from Tapio to VG, I have with me a receipt where Jeremiah Norbert would have paid for that ambulance. The air ambulance that took me from Saint Lucia to Martinique, the fee was, I think, €5,400, or equivalent about a little over 17,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. My insurance again settled that bill along with my co-payment. In Martinique, my bill was in excess of €23,000, just a little over 92,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. That bill as well was settled in part by my insurance, and to date, I can tell you that I, Jeremiah, is still paying part of that bill. So now you understand what happened from. And in the bill, my bill that in Martinique, nowhere on the bill did I see minus 10,000 or minus any amount because somebody else made a payment. No.
Leaked WhatsApp messages allegedly exchanged between then Prime Minister Alain Chastanet and opposition leader Philippe J. Pierre, dated between February 17th and 19th, 2021, is what led Norbert to present his receipts. According to Norbert, these messages insinuate that the United Workers' Party administration arranged for his transfer to Martinique and made an EC $10,000 contribution towards his medical expenses.
The conversation out there is it was not said in direct terms, but we would have facilitated Jeremiah, and we made a helicopter available for him, and to make it seem that when I made a statement to say that I did not receive any assistance, especially financially, through the then government, to make it seem like I was saying something that was untrue, is the furthest from the truth. And I said whilst I was in Martinique, as they went further to say I spent a few months in Martinique, and whilst I was in Martinique, as if to imply that I was being, he didn't say directly, but if you look at the way the statement was made, it was made in a way to suggest that I spent a few months in Martinique and that my stay was facilitated by the then government. And truth be told, I don't know that this government currently or any government prior knows how I facilitated my medical bills. And as I would have told you today, I can admit to you that I'm still making payments towards part of my bill in Martinique.
Norbert has categorically denied this, asserting that the only arrangement made was to facilitate airport clearance given this occurred during the pandemic, something he says would be granted to any Saint Lucian in need.
That is what the government would be mandated to do for any ordinary citizen all the time. And so that is what the government would be required to do for anybody who was living in the state who found it was not any special circumstances where I received anything special for Jeremiah. No, but the government, the only way you could have left the state at the time was you had to go through certain protocols, and the government was the ones who facilitated the protocols in terms of giving you the space and the clearance for you to be able to live.
Screenshots of the conversation have since gone viral on social media, but Norbert stated that he could not validate its authenticity.
Well, I am not the Prime Minister, so I cannot tell you. I am not Philippe J. Pierre, I cannot tell you. All I can tell you is if indeed there is any sort of truth to the conversation between the two individuals at the time, there is nothing wrong in the Prime Minister, and if you have a private conversation, there is nothing wrong in any of them having conversations about what assistance could have been given to me, but is what followed the conversation.
Central to the matter for Norbert is the impact this has had on his family, who are confronted with what he says is misinformation about a difficult period in his life.
As I said, I really don't want to have to address this matter again, because it's a personal matter for me and my family. And I have children, and these are the things I tell people that you have to be mindful of.
He stated that promises could be made, but there is no guarantee to receive them, and in this case, he did not receive any financial assistance from the then government. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
The race in the next general elections for the Castries Southeast constituency will be one to watch, as several individuals have expressed interest in the ticket. The latest being Lisa Jawahir, who also serves as the SLP's communications director. She remains optimistic about the party's chances of retaining her constituency.
Senator Lisa Jawahir, the Saint Lucia Labour Party's communications director, has once again expressed interest in securing the party's endorsement for the Castries Southeast constituency. During a guest appearance on Stanley Lucian's What Makes You Mad radio show, Jawahir confirmed her intention to contest the seat following speculation that the current Member of Parliament Joachim Henry may step down. This marks the second time Jawahir has sought the SLP's nomination for the constituency, the first being in 2019. She expressed confidence that the party could retain the seat in the next general elections constitutionally due in 2026.
Elective politics has always been on the agenda.
But specifically Castries Southeast this time around?
Castries Southeast, absolutely. I have indicated my interest to the branch of the Saint Lucia Labour Party in Castries Southeast. I have indicated my interest to the Saint Lucia Labour Party. Formally,
okay.
And I have been informed of, what the process is, the code of ethics.
Well, you should have known.
Yeah, because remember, I've been there. Because in 2019, I did indicate, and of course, the party made a decision to go with somebody who at the time had gone before, was not successful, but he was given another opportunity and did what, people didn't think he could have done. And I'm saying if this individual was beaten, he can be beaten again.
Reflecting on SLP's recent town hall meeting in Castries Southeast on February 4th, Jawahir highlighted the enthusiasm of party supporters, viewing it as evidence that the government's performance in the constituency has been strong. However, she also addressed questions about the necessity of a candidate change if the party's current leadership in the constituency is well received. Jawahir explained that the SLP's electoral process encourages expressions of interest from new candidates as part of what she termed a de-endorsement process. This, she stated, is a key aspect of the party's democratic approach, allowing fresh perspectives to emerge.
I can tell you very confidently that the Labour Party in Castries Southeast is doing very well. When I saw the number of persons who came out to support, I chaired the meeting, as is the norm with me chairing all Saint Lucia Labour Party town hall meetings. I chaired the meeting. There was energy. There was vibe. When the sitting MP spoke, there was vibe. When the Prime Minister came, oh my gosh, the people, we were on fire in Castries Southeast.
But if that be the case, why unseat him?
It's not about unseating, Stanley. We are going through a selection process which allows people to put their hats into the ring and say, I believe the time is now. For me, I have done so because people have seen something in me that they want, and they have asked me. They've been asking me since before 2019. I did say yes at the time. The party went in a certain direction, and that call has only grown louder and louder.
As a resident of Castries Southeast, the senator expressed her deep involvement in the constituency, stating that it was only natural for her to pursue the opportunity. She reaffirmed her commitment to the party's logo of putting people first and expressed her desire to keep the seat under the SLP's banner.
I'm from the community. I'm from Forestier. I grew up in the community. I was a very strong community person in terms of the groups I was part of. I used to sing across the constituent. I used to preach, Stanley, best believe it. I see people on Facebook talking about I should have been a missionary. I am a missionary because the work I'm doing right now, I believe, is good work for other people. I've been part of community groups. I was a PRO of the South Castries Youth and Sports Council. I founded the Forestry Youth Ambassadors. I've sponsored tournaments. I've offered assistance to persons, whether it be in sports, physical assistance in terms of sporting equipment, cricket kits, sponsoring leagues, the Lisa Premier League, the Jawahir Community Cup. I do have a track record of community service and supporting young people, supporting the elderly.
Did you do that with an eye of one day representing the
people? I never knew I would get here. And a lot of people actually said, but she was so shy. But people always saw that whenever I took the mic and I I had the opportunity to speak and to touch people, I never backed down from that. So it's really an opportunity for me to continue to present myself as a supporter of the Labour Party, to continue to push the agenda of putting people first and securing the victory, and to ensure that Castries South East never returns to the hands of the United Workers' Party.
For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
While Saint Lucia Labour Party candidates prepare their speeches and draft their individual manifestos, the opposition United Workers' Party proudly introduced some of its candidate prospects ahead of near-future elections. Along with members of the party, Montoute presented discontent with the current administration's leadership, citing time for change.
Sunday, February 9th, saw the opposition, United Workers' Party, UWP, hold a fiery live discussion filled with ambitious presentations from candidate prospects ahead of near-future elections in Saint Lucia. The discussion, hosted by Public Relations Officer Leonard Spider Montoute, emphasized the value of youth and women and was filled with both bold and damning statements from Montoute and candidates, some in response to recent comments from representatives of the leading Saint Lucia Labour Party, SLP.
My fellow Saint Lucians, let us pause for a moment and ask ourselves, what is the value of a young mind? Is it merely a body to be thrown into the workforce without preparation? A vote to be exploited every election season then discarded? Or is it the very mere heartbeat of our nation, the foundation upon which our leaders stand? If we do not invest in our youth, we are building a future on quicksand.
As the discussion continues, Montoute and prospective candidate designates cited their discontent with the SLP political ethics. As an example to its commitment to a new, improved and balanced party consisting of youth, men and women, a young UWP candidate prospect, Natoya Popo, took to the podium to address attendees and St. Lucians at large, refuting the putting people first and Philip Kerr's mantras of the current SLP administration and emphasizing the need for change.
I've been here watching, analyzing, and trying to make sense of what's happening with our beloved nation. Because clearly the slogan says they care about us. Putting people first, or the famous one that just came about, Philip cares. How can our government claim to care about the youth, but with every opportunity we have to excel and succeed, we are crushed? Enough is enough. The young of St. Lucia, listen to me carefully. We deserve better. We demand better. We cannot keep accepting crumbs while the few at the top expand their wealth at our expense. We need leadership that does more than talk. We need leadership that delivers real solutions.
Of the members expressing the need for change, Rosh Clark addressed recent comments from a Minister of Parliament about whom members of the party expressed growing concern regarding questionable comments made by said minister on an online show regarding women and peers, including Clark's own mother. Clark emphasized his distaste with the minister's approach as a government representative.
Right here in St. Lucia, we have our own version of El Chapo. No. What we have here is El Guapo. Some of you might have heard what the comments were by this misrepresentative on his rubbish show. I can tell you, I was wakened by several messages and calls from people all over the city, letting me know how disgusted they were with the comments made by this man against my mother. They told me to ensure that you protect and you stand by her. A woman they know to be a woman of virtue, a woman of honor, and a woman of respect.
Clark cites his and his mother's experience as hurtful, but respects his mother's decision not to respond to the comments in kind. In his conclusion, however, he cited that the minister was not deserving of the title honorable. In a competitive run toward the actual elections date, members of the opposition appear focused on decided action to be inspired by young minds who would spark the new flame of the old flambeau and to be the change they wish to see. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Stevana Francis.
Still in the first segment of the broadcast, the POV. With the 2026 elections around the corner, we asked you, are you content with the candidates representing either side? And what do you hope to see at the polls? Here is your point of view.
In the election that come in, by 2026 and up, we would like to see the government get a new partner trade instead of getting tied with government and we stick in one trade. Get more trade for the development of this country. The government are willing to do this. That the government is supposed to lead by. It will be an example, not as a follower, it will be as a leader to us in the next election that comes.
First to begin, I'm content with my rep, Mr. Richard Frederick, RF. I don't care what people say about it, I'm my business. He has worked for my area and he keeps on working. So RF is for central for me. I'm contented with him, I don't know for the rest. But that is my guy, my boy.
Yeah, in concerning the elections that's around the corner, I believe the Philip J. administration is going to win at elections, and there's a lots of reasons why I'm saying that. I'm confident he's going to win the elections. Have a wonderful day, Saint Lucia. Vote SLP.
I'm not satisfied with SLP. You know why? Because they waste too much time to build a hospital. Now they're saying this and that, and where all the money go for Taiwan? And they had a lot of money. Compton built Saint Lucia without nothing on the UWP. Now the crime scene all over the island. Police working 8 to 4. Come on, man. Everybody want money. The hospital is supposed to come first. First priority is the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
I am satisfied with some very particular individuals on the opposition. And I'm not against the opposition, but when I look at it, we, the poor people of Saint Lucia, we deserve a better government, and I think our government presently, and I would like to congratulate Mr. Philip J. Pierre and Mr. Richard Fredericks. They're doing a very good job because they're really taking care of our people better. But I'm not saying that the opposition was not doing a good job, but some candidates on the opposition was doing a very good job. But right now, I think I feel much better with our present government. And I would like to congratulate Mr. Philip J. Pierre and Mr. Richard Fredericks. Keep up the pace.
No, pas d'accord pour Philip Pierre. I prefer my Wayne Girard, my Prime Minister, my Sacred Heart. Okay. Like my Wayne Girard to win that election first.
Look out for our reporters or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Caribbean Hot 7 TV to share your point of view on trending topics in the news. Coming up next, it was a busy weekend for firefighters as they responded to multiple accidents and a fire. And the Ministry of Commerce prepares to open its Southern Division in V4. All that and so much more coming up when we return.